Hi guys, how's it going? January 23rd here. This is gonna be my main strategy that I'm gonna use, guys. Like a year and a half ago, I kid you not, this was my go-to strategy, and it like rarely fails because it's so profitable and so easy to use. So, now we've got exponential moving averages, 55, 21, 13, and also 8. So I'm gonna write it down here. Okay, 55, 21, 13, and 8. Like that. So these are the numbers that I'm using in case you guys want to write that down from low to high, right? So the 55, 21, 13, and 8. Now notice on an uptrend that it goes from the bigger number to the smaller number, right? And the 55 is supporting all of it. But now in a downtrend, what you'll notice is this right here. What you will actually be noticing is that the yellow line is now on top of all of it, acting as a resistance. So what we want to do is we want to look for something called, I call it like a fanning. It fans out, right, after a consolidation method. So right here is consolidating, and then what we see is we see it fan out. So what we do is we enter a trade right here when it fans out. This is a 6-hour chart. This strategy is specific to a 3, 4, and 6-hour chart. Some coins fare better on different time frames, some on others, right? So you enter a trade there. Regardless of the RSI, who cares, okay? This is not using any RSI strategy. You set a swing low right here from where the previous one was. And now you will say to yourself, the yellow line is now below all of it right here. And you will not dare sell it until it looks like this, where the yellow line is now above all of it, okay? Yellow line under is an uptrend. Yellow line above is a downtrend, okay? Now what this does is it guarantees that you maximize your profit by locking in your profits right before it actually downtrends officially. It also guarantees that you do not take profit too early, okay? So you have to keep this in mind that over time, this is designed to maximize your profitability and designed to minimize your bottom line expenses and losses. So we're going to ride this thing, okay? We entered a trade right here at $9.50, right? You guys could have sold it maybe right there because you would have been nervous. You're like, wow, we got up to $11.30. Nope, you will not dare sell it until you reach this right here, until the yellow line is now above, because it guarantees, once again, that you can maximize your profit and you know how to ride it until it reaches almost a peak point and turning point. Now you will never catch the top because this could have been the top, this could have been the top, this could have been the top, but it kept going. So yes, you will miss the top of this strategy, but you will guarantee that you're not selling it on the previous tops already. So we're gonna ride it. We're gonna ride it. This was all the way from December 12th. Okay, we're gonna ride it. We're gonna ride it. We're gonna ride it. Did it cross over? Did it cross over? Is it on top? No, it is not on top. No, there's no reason to sell. There's absolutely no reason to sell. Boom. You guys held strong. You stuck to the strategy right there. Okay. You missed that point to sell there. You did not lock in profit there, or even at $20. Boom. You're still riding this thing. You're still riding this thing, guys. You're still riding it. Right here is where you confirm the downtrend when it's crossing over. Okay. I probably would have anticipated this downtrend right here, and I probably would have sold it right there based on this sharp, steep turn down, right? So when we see this right here, we always see a sharp, steep turn down like that, right? Like just this candle right there. I would have sold it right there. On all these other ones, you don't see that here at all, right? This one here, I wouldn't have even sold it yet either because I still see it moving upwards in a slope. But here, we clearly see it downtrending. So boom, you would have locked in your profit at $21.70 by following the strategy right here. That's right, $21.70. You would have made yourself a 128% gain on this uptrend right there when it started to fan out, okay? Boom, we just did it on one coin. Can we do it on another coin? Let's take a look at Bitcoin, guys, without further ado. 6-hour chart right here as well, okay? 6-hour chart right here. Alrighty, okay? This was the big downtrend that happened. I remember this one right here, okay? This is when everyone got liquidated there, right? After the downtrend, we say to ourselves, all right, we want to enter a position when it starts to go to an uptrend again, all right? 6-hour chart right here. Where does it start to fan out after the downtrend? Boom, right here. We see fan out, right? Regardless of the RSI, who cares? You enter a position right there at 7,400, whatever. You set your stop loss for slightly below the swing low there, the previous low area, and now you ride this thing on the 6-hour chart until it looks like what, guys? Until the bottom line is until the yellow line is no longer on the bottom, and now the yellow line is on the top. Okay, that is when you officially confirm the downtrend on the 6-hour chart, and we're still going. We're still going, guys. Do you have any reason to sell right now on a 6-hour chart? Nope, you don't have a reason to sell. And boom, you see a critical point right there where it reaches a crazy high. And here it's down sloping very hard. So when it reaches this area already, you'd probably be really interested in selling it, actually. You would anticipate a crossover. And maybe you'll see this candle here. Or, yeah, and you're like, okay, that's enough for me. I'm out. So you would have sold it right there for a nice 123% profit, okay? Because you've now officially confirmed where the downtrend has ended. Simple, right, guys? So simple. Here, you could have tried to enter it, right? You always want to take some chances, but after a major uptrend, it's usually not going to cross over for a long time because then it's still consolidation. So here, if you enter it right when it fanned out right there, say 15.5, let's say if what would have happened if you sold it right when it's crossed over, you anticipated about 15, you would have taken a loss. That's okay. You just made 128%. And now, guys, we still see Bitcoin down tanking, right? We don't see any chance of a crossover anytime yet. So there's no reason to enter a trade. Let's go to Ethereum and see if we can do this, all right? Let's go to Ethereum. Cool. Some of my charts are still here. This is when I called the breakout, guys. Not that one. I called many, actually. I called this one right here from 315. I called all of that, actually, last year. Man, did I nail Ethereum last year, right, guys? I even nailed the correction targets by like a few $100. That was like, woo! Some good predictions I've been making, guys. So as an example, let's say we're talking about wave 1 on a 6-hour chart, okay? You're gonna wait for it to fan out. Huge consolidation. You're gonna be like, okay, after this consolidation, right? You just ignore it. And you're like, okay, it's consolidating, it's consolidating, it's consolidating. I want it to fan out. I want the yellow line to be above it. Oh no, the yellow line's above. It's above. I want it to be below, I mean, okay? I want it to be below. Oh, wicked. Right here, volume popped up. It's now fanning outwards. Boom. I'm going to enter position. I'm going to go to my swing low right there. Pretty bad swing low, I'd say. Lots of risk right here. This strategy does have a lot of risk to keep in mind, depending on where your stop loss is, okay? So let's say you set your stop loss right over here. You can't even evaluate your risk to reward yet because you don't have a target. This strategy does not involve having a target. So now you just ride this thing and you'll sell it when it actually crosses over. Where does it cross over? It crosses over. Let's see if it crosses over here, where the yellow line is on the bottom. Is the yellow line anywhere on the bottom? Right? Is it anywhere on the top, I meant to say. Is it anywhere on the top? Is it anywhere on the top? Right? No, it's not. So you would have had no reason to sell it yet right here as well. It came close, but not really yet, okay? This one, a lot of people would anticipate it, but I definitely wouldn't have, because I see it leveling off a little bit with the long wicks there, right? I see it leveling off with the long wicks there, and I see rejection. So I would just be riding it still. I would have no reason to close my long position yet. I'm going to ride it. Let's see how far we can ride this thing till. Come on. Come on. Give me a crossover. I want to see a crossover. Did it cross over anywhere here? Is the yellow line still on the bottom? Yes, it is. Let's look for it when it gets to the top, guys. We want it to cross over to the top. That signals the end of a downtrend. Holy crap, it hasn't happened. Right there. There we go. This signals it right there around this region. So now where would you have sold it? You would have sold it right here about, okay, for a 273% profit on Ethereum. Okay, did this strategy work on Ethereum? Yes, it did. Will it work on Ripple? 6-hour chart right here, guys. Right here. Massive consolidation, right? Massive consolidation area, which no one really played in here, right? No one really played, but as soon as it got close to that apex point, we're all watching it, right? Here, it has to fan out, guys. It has to fan out. That's the rule. Remember that, okay? You could have entered a position there, for example. Started to fan out there, 23. And then the yellow line is now above it, that's when you sell, okay? 23. You would have sold at 23 as well. You would have made nothing on this one here. Now, let's say you bought it here again. You took another chance, okay? Holy cow. That's fanning out, definitely. Boom. You enter a trade right there. Regardless of the RSI, who cares, okay? This is not relating to an RSI strategy. This is a very long-term hold position. So awesome. You entered a position there. You got your stop loss slightly below there, so say 20 cents about. And now we're going to ride Ripple from 20 cents to when we actually confirm a downtrend, okay? Where do we confirm a downtrend? Let's see. Have we confirmed any downtrend yet? Anything at all? Yellow line needs to be above. Boom, right here, okay? Around right here, this region, I would say, just to be fair. That's where it crossed over. You would have sold it right there at $2.02, okay? Now, one will argue, once again, I could have sold it at $3.30. No, you guys would never have caught $3.30, first of all, okay? Unless you're an expert Elliott wave counter, and you can do that very well on the fly. Maybe if you get the top. But most likely, you would have sold it at 80 cents when it almost tripled. Most likely, you would have sold at $1.20 when it quadrupled. Most likely, you could have sold it around right here at $1.73, right? So what this strategy does is guarantees that you can ride it until you have officially confirmed the downtrend. Boom, you just made 730% profit on Ripple. Let's go to EOS, guys. Can we do it on EOS as well, this strategy right here? See, I'm confident about this strategy, guys, because it does not fail, really. Like, sure, sometimes you'll enter into a really bad position, right? You'll enter into, like, a bad position where, wow, like, right here, that was a flash crash, right? I don't know if I want to really factor the flash crash in there. You know, it's not really fair to factor a flash crash for $3, so I'm not going to factor that one in right there. So, yeah, let's take a look at this, right? We look at November, first of all, around the 50-cent range, when we see this massive downtrend all the way from October above the yellow line, right? Or, sorry, below the yellow line. And then all of a sudden, we see it, oh my goodness, it's starting to fan there. Actually, this one would have been the key right there, okay? This would have been the key for the volume. But because you guys don't know how to read volume yet, we have to assume another one. We have to assume it fans out and you guys entered a trade right here, all right? You set your stop loss slightly below 45 cents. And now you're going to ride this thing for EOS until the 3-hour actually crosses, or sorry, the 6-hour crosses over. Okay, you're going to ride that thing from 50 cents and you're going to sell it. Okay, you're going to sell it. I'm going to zoom out. You're going to sell it when it actually crosses over. Let's see how much profit you guys would have made there. Let's see. I'm just trying to, it's just too small. So now you would have sold it. Well, I'm not saying you guys are in a margin position. Okay, we're not factoring liquidation. We're just talking about your normal exchange wallet, all right? So you would have sold it not here. That's a flash crash, right? Well, I'm sure that you guys would have panicked and probably sold there. This happened during that day, right? I'm sure a lot of people would have sold there. So let's just assume you could have sold right there, or you could have sold right here, okay? Right there as well. That's the crossover. So yeah, this general point right there is where you would have first made profit and taken it. So you would have made yourself a nice 1,232% profit. And now it's on a downtrend, right? Right over here, consolidating, right? The line is now above it, so it's acting as resistance. Now you just keep moving over. Look for fan out. Yes, we got it right there. Boom. Big green candle as well. You would have entered somewhere in between there, okay? And now you're just going to ride it until it actually crosses over again. You bought it at 850. Let's just keep riding this. Where could you have gotten it to before it crosses over? How about right here, right? Because let's say you're like, oh, I could have sold it up there, right? Yeah, you could have sold it up there, right? But then it also could have went higher. So this is what the strategy does. It guarantees that you sell it on the uptrend confirmation. So you're still making a nice 40% profit there. Let's go to Litecoin and see if this works as well. So on Litecoin 6-hour chart, let's go back before we see an uptrend here, okay? Before we see that big uptrend. Let's start all the way back in November when I called the $50 one, right? So I was looking at here in November. Oh man, I called Litecoin like a champ as well. Like, remember when I hit that short target by like $2? That was awesome, right? Where I hit like $78.50 and I said it was $76.50, and it was like at $106, and everyone was like, "There's no way Litecoin will go back to $76," and they all thought that I was crazy. And then Yeah, it hit. So I haven't done a Litecoin prediction in a while. Yeah, but Ethereum and Litecoin were really big hitters last year, right? Man, did we ever nail some big predictions last year? Like my November track record was amazing, right? Like 90% win rate there for all the big calls. Anyways, just making me feel nostalgic now. So Litecoin right here, guys, it's above, right? It's now acting as support. We want it to fan out. Let's just keep looking. Back in Litecoin was 50 bucks. Bam! Who cares about the RSI, okay? You guys would say, why would you want to buy there? This is a long-term strategy, guys. Like long-term to me is like a few weeks, maybe a month. Set your swing low always. But it doesn't really fail that often where you hit your target because this strategy involves waiting for a confirmation, right? You're waiting for a confirmation of an uptrend, and once you confirm an uptrend, yeah, it's really hard to break it, guys. Would you have sold it there? No, you wouldn't have. Did it cross over? No, it didn't. Stick to the freaking strategy. I'm just being a tough teacher on you guys. I'm just joking around as well as you know, okay? So, yeah, I'm just trying to make this bigger because I see it all the way up here. You wouldn't have sold it there. Wouldn't have crossed over. Okay, would you have sold it here probably? Probably. Same thing. Same thing with EOS. Remember where it had that big thing happen? So most likely you guys would have sold it right around here, right? That's where it also crosses over. So boom, you just made yourself a $338 profit. Go down your charts, guys. Go down your charts and do it on every single coin of yours and back test it, okay? And see if it works on an uptrend, all right? Some people, right? They own like Steven Dux, for example. He's that Chinese guy that turned what was it? $12,000 into. I think he's at $1.4 million now. He trades penny stocks, and I follow him on YouTube. He's one of Tim Sykes' students. These guys are penny stocks guys, right? So it's a very different world. But he talked about he doesn't use this strategy, but what he said was he only makes maybe 1 or 2 trades a week, right? Or maybe even 1 big trade every few weeks because he's waiting for that right moment right there. Now, if you want to use this strategy, you need to exercise incredible discipline and incredible patience because you will be sitting there for a very long time waiting for these plays. But once you get them, like how I will be looking very closely soon, guys, it can only downtrend for so long before it snaps back up, okay? And once I get that fanning, I'm going to go into a monstrous long position, guys, for a very long time. As you saw, this one went all the way from November all the way to December. November 10th or 7 all the way till December 27 there. So you're talking about 400% profit, right, over about a month or so. So not the biggest gain for some Litecoin stuff, but I'm a day trader mainly, right? So my profits come from day trading, but I will be adding a lot of swing positions to this. And this is going to be one of the main strategies that I use to confirm an uptrend, so I know when to buy and also when to sell. And that's it, guys. I just wanted to share with you guys a very simple 55 moving average strategy that is just freaking awesome. And then later, I'm going to introduce to you guys how to use this strategy right here combined with MACD to tell you when to sell, okay? That is what I'm going to do. So just as an example, instead of selling right here, right, what you would basically be doing is you'd be taking it at a very peak. Would you have sold it right there, right? Maybe, right? Maybe you would have sold it right here. So you could have maybe caught this peak right there. Sorry, let me just get my pen out here. Right here, you could have caught it for a moving average crossover, right? And especially this one right there. And later, I'll show you guys how to tell the difference between a false breakdown MACD crossover and how to tell from an actual one right there, okay? Because there's a big difference in profit from 310 to 360. So right now with this strategy, you only know how to sell it when there's a crossover. That would have been at 260. But once we introduce MACD crossover strategies, that will lock in a specific zone of when to sell it very near the top. So what we try to do is find confluence on many different indicators that give us a gauge of the overall representation of what the chart is doing. So this is just one simple strategy with a moving average that we use. And of course, we'll be adding in tons of indicators and other signals that will let us know where the top is. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again,